Hey guys, thanks for coming to watch this video today. This is a video I'm really excited to make for you guys because I have been loving this wellness planner. So let's just jump into everything that this has to offer you. This is a little mini happy planner, and it's a mini happy planner wellness edition. I found this at Michael's. Actually, I found this at Hobby Lobby, but you can find them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, on their website, I think on Amazon. So I wanted one specifically for wellness. Of course, you can probably get a regular happy planner and convert it, but there's some things in here that are specifically for fitness and wellness that I wanted. So I do recommend getting one specifically for that if that's what you're interested in. So first of all, the specs are, it is a mini one. It's not a classic, it's the one right underneath that, and it's not the smallest one. So it's a really nice size. It reminds me of like a personal size planner. It's a little bigger though. So we have these really cute discs here on the side, and then I went ahead and added a few of my own touches. This glare will be gone in a minute, I promise. So the first thing I added was an actual happy planner pen loop here on the side, and it just keeps my Sharpie right there, and it's perfect because I just keep that with this planner at all times. And then I added just a little flag here at the top so I can go to the current week that I'm on. And this little binder clip right here flips me to the current month, so I can go month and then I can go week. So let me just go ahead and take this off and show you a few of the other personalizations that I made on this wellness planner. So the first thing is when you open it, and again, the glare will be gone soon. Still haven't figured out how to get rid of that, but there's a little pocket. And what I did was I basically cut down, I believe this was like, you know, if you buy those Avery folders that you put your portfolio and things like that in there, that's what this is. And I cut it down so that it had a little corner, and all I did was take a happy planner punch and I punched this side. So when you open this right here, it comes completely apart, but it stays intact because the corner part is cut off right here. So there's no way for the stickers to get out. So in here, I just have stickers, and these are happy planner wellness stickers, workout stickers, and I just cut them down so I can carry them with me at all times whenever I want to use one. And it has been working really, really well for me. It doesn't add a whole lot of bulk or anything like that. It doesn't get in my way, so have been loving that. So getting into some more personalization for the wellness planner, I also added graph paper in here. So all I did was cut down regular size graph paper and then used the hole puncher to add some paper in here because I knew that I wanted to keep, you know, fitness and health related things in here and notes. So I wanted to add a little bit more personalization, so that's what I did. So here in the front, we're gonna get nice and personal here with my goals, but I figured, you know what, you came for the inspiration, let's be transparent and talk about everything. So we have basically the start of my journey, and I always go on and off when it comes to, you know, my health and my exercise. So really every single time I do it, I try to strive a little bit more for just a lifetime of wellness. So my entire wellness journey is not a diet, it's not a fad, it's just me doing things that I want to continue for my lifetime if I can. So the start of my journey, and then I just put the date, which was July 4th. I put a little before picture. I was camping at the time, so I worked with it. A little quote here, some stats, which I'm not super focused on stats, so I'm not even sure if that was a correct stat. But I put here my reasons, and I'm not going to go through everything, but I just put basically that I'm going to have more energy, be in a better mood, be able to be an example for my daughter, better skin, better sleep. And then some of the goals that I wanted to accomplish are right here. So basically when I wanted to wake up and go to sleep, what I wanted to eat and not eat, how I wanted to exercise, and just different things like that. So I added that to the front there, and that's really helped to focus me. So if I had to give you my advice, I would say don't necessarily do this for, you know, to look back on it and say, oh, I didn't do all of these things. Do it so that you can frame your mind and know what you want to do and have goals to go for. And then even if you fall short of those specific goals, because I sure do have a lot here, I at least know kind of where my mind is at and what I want to do. So the next page right here is food groups and food. So I basically separated all of the food groups here, and I used my markers to do that. Oops, just this page. And I have grains, fruits, veggies, protein, dairy, fats, and sweets. And I wrote down things that I actually like from those categories. So I just have, you know, rice cakes right here in the grains. Cheerios, don't eat them. A whole nother thing on that, but it's still there because I did this in July. So yeah, I just wrote down all of those things there. And then once I had that, I had a pretty good shopping list kind of going, and I went to the back here and I wrote down all of the meals for the day. So breakfast, lunch, snacks, and dinner. And I wrote down the things that I would like to eat for those particular meals. And that really helped me frame my grocery list. It helped me frame kind of what I wanted to have ready in the fridge and what I wanted to eat. If you wanted to take it a step further, you could plan meal by meal for your entire week. I just didn't get to that point, but that's definitely a recommendation if you want to take it a step further. The next thing I have here are just some podcast notes on the science of hunger. So because everything is related to wellness, in this planner, this wellness journal, I wanted to make sure that that's where everything was. So that's why I put the notes and the note pages in here. Talks a little bit about blood sugar and things like that. So I wanted to remember that for later. Then over here I just wrote down an anti-inflammatory juice, and these are just examples to give you of things that you might want to kind of keep on hand and keep as a reference in your wellness journal and your wellness planner. And I'm sure there's other things that I want to add, but that's just an idea of what I would keep in here. So the next thing I did was just quickly print out a Focus T25 schedule, because I was doing some home workouts and I kind of wanted to know what the schedule was. I ended up not sticking to it, but it was nice to kind of see some of the workouts that I should be doing, because I really like to kind of mix up my exercise journey because I will get bored really fast. So I added that in there, and then we get to the actual planner. So this is what your planner is going to come with, and you can see kind of how I did my own thing. For some reason I didn't write my name there, but when you get here, you get to like the overview of the year. And I started in July, so that's where you're gonna see it kind of starting there. And I went ahead and wrote down my fitness goals for the year as they are right now, and I do have room to add some later. So my goals are to, in a quick overview, get moving, drink more water, practice self-care, better sleep and wake habits, and eat clean. So I just went ahead and listed in detail what that meant, because it's one thing to just write down what your goals are, and it's another thing to write down how you're going to get there. If there's one thing you take away from this video and you know your wellness journey, it's if you're going to create a goal, you need to have a roadmap for that goal. So please don't just write down, you know, you want to have better sleep and wake habits. You know, write down that you want to wake up at a certain time, that you want to go to sleep at a certain time. And that's really going to get you there. You really need to take it that far. So that's just a little tip for you. But right here in the months, I wrote down, you know, that I exercise, and I just took a green highlighter and indicated on the days that I exercise, because it would be awesome to see this entire rest of the page filled with green, and that would make me feel really good. So this next part here is really fun. This is what I really like about the fitness wellness planner. It's specifically for that, and that way you don't have to create your own prompts and you really can get into it. Over here, I just basically reiterated what I kind of did up there and focused a little bit more on July. So, you know, this here says what inspires me, and I just put like teaching my daughter a healthy lifestyle, feeling good, you know, seeing my results are all the things that inspire me. And then my goals specifically for July were to have water only, and I did accomplish that. That was awesome. Eating clean, get moving, and then just kind of some of the things on how I'm strengthening my mind, my body, and what I am loving about myself. So these are all great motivators for the beginning of the month, and it's really nice to kind of get that all out of your mind and onto paper. So here we have the start of the month, and I do love the inspirational quotes here. It does take 21 days to form a habit, but I believe there's some research about it being somewhere in the also 60-day range. I have to do more research on that, but 21 days to form a habit, and then like a lifestyle change is a little bit longer, but this is so true. So let's get into the month. So here we have the month of July, and I wanted to be really fun with this. I wanted to have color, and I wanted it to be vibrant and motivating, so I am just kind of going with the flow, nothing too serious, but I did create myself a key. So the little green marks are me exercising that day. The little check mark is completed water only challenge, and then this little gray is eating clean. As you can see, I really kept up with it up until maybe about this point as far as keeping track, but I did complete those things. I just didn't even go back and do it, and you'll see why later. But right here I just, listed my top priorities: the water challenge, eating clean, and getting moving, with details on how I was going to do that. So every day I went ahead and wrote down what it is that I did as far as exercise, or if I didn't, used my key that I created over here, and then went ahead and indicated if I ate clean. So you can see bike and stair stepper, treadmill, rest day, bike and treadmill, home workout like Pilates, glutes, and treadmill and kettlebell. So these are all the things that I was working on for the week. Down here I did indicate, family emergency, rest day, whatever it might have been, just so that I can kind of see my progress and what was going on. So that's what the month looks like. As far as the weeks go, the beginning started out really different than how I'm using it now, but I'll explain both. So I actually didn't start on this day. I actually started over here on the 4th, and I basically up here write down what I did: stair stepper and bike, treadmill, run, whatever it might have been. And then right here I was writing down my focus, but to be honest, I really could not find, I was racking my brain to figure out a focus because I had all of these other focuses already, and I didn't want to list all of those things, so I just kind of wrote down what I was thinking, but you'll see in a minute how I changed that. Then I had my food log. Now I do want to say a couple things about food logs. My food log is basically there for me so that I can be mindful about what I'm eating. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not going back and looking at what I ate. I'm not even really thinking too much about being mad about what I ate. As you can see here, I wrote down I had a s'more because I was camping, and that didn't make me feel bad. What it's making me do is it's making me be mindful about what I'm putting into my body. So I can see, if I can think of all the things that I ate, and I can really tell you that I ate these 10 things that day or whatever it might be, then I was being mindful that day about what I was eating, and that's what matters to me more than actually having a food log. So hopefully that makes sense, and it kind of gives you a different viewpoint on food logs, because they can be intimidating, it can be tiring, and you'll see that I sometimes don't even write all of it down. I had, a chocolate chip cookie here, and I wrote that down, and I didn't say I'm not going to write it down because I had it. I wrote it down because that's what I ate, and that's okay. So just another perspective for you if you are kind of iffy about that. But down here I also was writing down my exercise. So that's what I originally started doing, and you're going to see that I kept that up on these days as well. Used some stickers. I was using it the exact same way as before, and it was working out. Everything was cool, but I knew that I needed more. So over here I started writing down steps, but then there were days that I didn't wear my watch, so I didn't know how many steps, and to be honest, it didn't really matter to me how many steps I was getting in, so that was kind of not working either. Then over here I honestly didn't even keep track. There was things going on, and this was kind of on the back burner. And then we get into August. So I still need to print out my one month progress, so it's not even going to be a month anymore, guys. It's going to be like a month and a half, but it's okay. Give yourself grace. Then I have my goals here, which again are make smart eating and drinking choices, having water, eating clean, no fast food, getting moving, focusing on me. So this is where I kind of took a turn and really wanted to incorporate a lot of self-love and a lot of self-care into my routine. So focusing on me is doing something for myself every day. How I'm strengthening my mind, how I'm strengthening my body, what am I loving about myself. So getting into August, we are right here on August 20th, so I wanted to make sure I was using this planner for at least a month, and it's been over that. So here we are in the month of August, same type of deal. Got the water challenge, got eating clean, got get moving, and also got self-care. So I added that there on the bottom. And I'm just, again, writing down what I'm doing each day. And now we get into the weeks. Again, had another thing going on here. Didn't track this entire week. That's okay. And now we're into, I believe, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, just about 2 weeks ago. So here we have a little change. What I did over here was I just took washi tape and covered up these 3 items right here. And I put self-love here at the bottom, wake and sleep patterns, and exercise. And so this for me is a better picture of what my goals are, which is here. This is tracking now my goals, and I can actually see a pattern. So I have here what I was doing, you know, the calories I burned, how many minutes I was exercising, and then right here I have the times that I was waking up and the times that I was going to sleep. I have my food log, and then I have what I was doing for myself that day. Whether it be listening to a podcast, journaling, taking a long bath, exercising is for sure one. Memory keeping, planning, whatever it might be, was going down there. Because if I had a day where I didn't do too much for myself, then I know that I really need to evaluate that for the next day. So here is the last week's. And again, same thing. And I started a new goal for myself, which was to wake up super early, for me anyways, at 5:30 in the morning and get my butt to the gym so that I can have those endorphins. And so as you can see, on the day that I started that, I'm able to really celebrate the days that I was able to do that. And on the weekends, I'm still waking up early enough, and I am keeping track of the weekend times as well. So that's what I'm doing right now, and I have been loving it so far. It's really a great thing when you can write down how you're working on yourself. And for me, a wellness journey is encompassing working on myself. It's everything from your eating habits to your exercise to your self-care, to everything in between, because this little guy is my journal to, you know, my personal development, my health development. And I really value that, because if you're being intentional about it and mindful about it, then you are going to improve in it. And it's not just about writing it down and just kind of having it there. It's really about sitting down with it and making sure that you're making, you know, you're being intentional about what you're doing, and you're making attainable goals for yourself, and you're taking it that far. So I do hope that if you find yourself in a place where you do want to focus on your health, with everything, whatever it might be, your entire self, that this helped you and motivated you. And you do not need a specific planner, you guys. You can do this on a piece of paper, in your personal planner, in your regular planner. You can do this and start on your wellness journey. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope that this helped you, and let me know about your wellness journey down below in the comments. I would love to kind of get the conversation going so that we can take care of ourselves and really just live the happy life that we deserve. I'll talk to you guys later.